So this is my final presentation for my master thesis, and my master thesis is on how to incorporate a community-wide initiative change on the Pine Ridge Reservation, which is the Lakota Sioux Reservation in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. I chose this because I am a member of the reservation. My father was born on the reservation. He grew up there, stayed there until I believe he was around 17 when he joined the Navy. And I think for me, it was kind of a soul-searching choice for me. Being part of the reservation, I'm accepted from the natives because I am Native American, but also I'm not accepted because I don't live there. I don't practice the customs. I don't go visit often. They don't consider me part of the community. They consider me to be Native, but they don't consider me to be part of the community because I don't live there and I don't practice their customs, and because I'm Christian. Unfortunately, the barriers that I have found while trying to do research for the paper and speak with people that were on the reservation is because I don't live there, because I chose to get an education, because I'm Christian. I'm still Native, but I'm not seen as a Native. I'm seen as living in the white man's world according to them and accepting their traditions instead of accepting the traditions of the natives on the reservation and believing in their beliefs. What I'm trying to do is show them that we want to work with them to make the reservation a more positive place and space to raise a family, a more economically driven force that can keep families there, so the children that leave to get an education will want to come back and be a part of that community, to decrease poverty, to decrease alcoholism, to decrease infant mortality, to decrease suicide, just to give them every opportunity that we all have. The Pine Ridge Reservation is in a very isolated area. Some people that have jobs, which is very few because the standard unemployment rate for the Pine Ridge Reservation, dating back to 2010 statistics by the U.S. Census Bureau, is 85 to 90%. And part of it is because some of them they won't leave. They won't seek employment elsewhere. They won't leave because they feel like they're abandoning their family and they're abandoning their community. And part of it is the geography. They're in the middle of nowhere. They're in the middle of the Black Hills. The closest community where they could seek employment in order to support a family of 4 would be 120 miles one way. One way. 2 ways would be 240 miles. I mean, that is, to me, incomprehensible. They would have to move there because in the winter in South Dakota, anybody knows the winters there are harsh. Winter starts in October, doesn't end until May or June. If you can't make it to work for many days because the interstate's closed or because you're stuck in a blizzard, you're not going to have employment for very long. So you have that barrier. There are some employment opportunities on the reservation. There is a small community college there. They have several schools. But again, you have to have an education to work as a teacher. The ones that go to the college, many times they go to the college and they seek to transfer to a 4-year university in order to further their education, and they don't go back because they know the conditions on the reservation. So for me, what I would like to see is to open up a nonprofit organization there within the reservation to help them gain access to affordable housing. Not just affordable housing, to livable housing. The housing there is at a severe crisis right now. You have up to 5 families living in a 900 square foot home. Most of the homes there have black mold. It's just incomprehensible. Many people that have visited the reservation have said they've likened it to coming to a third world country, and this isn't a third world country. They liken it to going to Haiti, and not trying to say Haiti is a bad place, but this is the United States of America. We shouldn't have communities and we shouldn't have families living in conditions like this. So my community-wide initiative would be to increase the resources that they have to have a better home, to be able to live free of black mold, to have running water, to have electricity, everything that we take for granted, to allow people to have their own space. 5 families living in one 900 square foot home, there's no space. And you can see why the suicide rate is so high, because there's just no space. They feel like there's nowhere to go. With the community-wide initiative, what I would also like to do is bring educational opportunities on the reservation, not just for the kids, but for the adults. Teach them a skill, something that they can use in real life, and also help a lot of them get their GEDs. Many of them didn't have the opportunity to do so. Help them feel like they can help their kids do their homework. I mean, can you imagine sitting next to your child and you didn't finish school and you can't even read what they're trying to do? For a lot of kids, that's disheartening. For a lot of parents, they lose hope. Also, I would like to be able to go in and give more health resources to them. They have the highest rate of diabetes, the highest rate of tuberculosis. They have the highest infant mortality rate within the United States. The men live, average lifespan for a man there is between 48 and 55 years old, which is similar to Somalia or Afghanistan. This is unacceptable in the United States in this day and age. I also would like them to understand that I'm not coming there to take away their culture. I want this nonprofit organization to be intertwined with their culture. I'm not trying to take away their beliefs. I'm not trying to say what they believe in is not right. I am trying to go help. I'm not going to try to force my Christian beliefs on them. I will pray. If they say, yes, you can pray with me, I will do that. But I will not force them to pray with me. I will not force them to recognize my God. And I will not tell them that their culture and what they believe in, which is the Wanka Tanka, I will not tell them that their spirit guides are not, what is the word I'm looking for? They're not evident. For them, they're evident in everything, in Mother Earth. I'm not there to instill my Christian beliefs in all of them. I'm there to help them live a better life and help the new generations and the many other generations to come be able to stay on the reservation and prosper. That is my goal of the community-wide social change initiative. I'm hoping that with the community-wide social change initiative, after 2 years, we're able to go and sit and look at the statistics and see if high school graduations are up, infant mortality is down, teen pregnancy is down, teen suicide is down. See that people have more access to employment opportunities. They have access to housing resources. They have access to educational opportunities. And see that all of these numbers have changed for the better, and be able to continue to be a presence on the reservation. I don't want this to just be a 2-year longitudinal study. I want this to be something that's ingrained in the community and stays there from here to forever. Something that people are going to be able to go to when they need help. Whether it be spiritual guidance, financial guidance, help with housing, help with education, help writing for a scholarship, whatever needs to be to make this community successful is what I want to do, and that is what my ultimate goal is to be a part of the community, not just another person coming there for a year or two to instill my beliefs on them, but somebody that is coming there to set up a center that is going to be there for generation after generation to ensure that the reservation is successful and the generations are successful, and that we work with each culture. Our culture and their culture becomes intertwined to where it is no longer a barrier, to where the elders say, yes, that is a good, they are here to better the community. They're here to help us. They're not here to change us. And to change their view of the so-called white man, that they're not all here to take from them, that we are here to give back. And to show that just because there are some of us natives that don't live on the reservation and we don't live by their culture does not mean that we have renounced our native heritage. It just means that we have left to seek a better life for ourselves and for our families, but it doesn't mean that we can't come back to help our community. That is the goal of my community-wide social change initiative, and I hopefully after reading my master thesis, you will see that I have come up with many different opportunities to start the nonprofit organization, and you'll see some of the statistics and the history behind how the natives feel the way that they do, and hopefully they will embrace the change and embrace the integration that I wish to bring with this community-wide initiative. It's not a change in their culture, it is a change for the community to make it better and to be ingrained with their culture, their beliefs and our beliefs. I believe we can all work together to make sure that their generations are successful. Thank you.